Alright guys, my name is Josh and welcome to Detailer's Den right here at MaxShine's YouTube. Today we got Alex from Waxing 24/7.
How you guys doing?
Really good, you bro.
And we got my co-host.
now I know, like, sorry.
We got our co-host Marcos here today joining us.
Hey, what's up, carnales?
What's going on with you today, Alex?
Nothing, just wanted to say what's up to you guys. Haven't been here in a while. I know everybody's, I guess the world's getting back to normal.
Yeah.
Right.
You know, at least the detail world is.
Yeah, I mean, it's been a while since we have been updating videos.
Yeah.
And now we want to start these kind of videos, just a talk. I mean, we want to do like different kind of videos, like the one that we have already done with you, like explaining the process and giving tips. I don't know, talking about detailing, but right now we want just to have like this space, just to chill out, talk, any advice that you can give to more people that want to be detailers.
A lot of advice.
Because, yeah, and we know for sure that there's a lot of knowledge everywhere, right? Every detailer, I think, has their own way to do things. And that, the way that I check out how is YouTube or how's all the social media going, it's everyone is explaining their way to do things. So this is going to be just like a way to explain things and a personal, we want to know your personal experience, because I think it don't, how do you say it? Like, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. Okay, there you go. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how you do things, but if the results are good and are the ones that are expected, right?
Agreeable.
Yeah, and everything depends on the experience,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So how do you decide to be a detailer?
For me, deciding to be a detailer, it's always been in the blood. It's always been there. Even from beginning to cleaning up the house, you know, my mother's always, you know, mother always said, hey, you got to clean up, you know? So the same scenario of cleaning a car is the same way you would basically do a house. Just a different, you know, just different, I guess, scenery. Yeah. One's a house, one has wheels, one doesn't, one has a front door, you know? And it's just something that I've always done. I never had a problem with it. And as I got older, I always kept doing it. I always kept doing it.
Sorry, I want to know which were your first tools to detail. How did you begin to detail? Because we know right now there's a lot of tools and, well, there's like high-end, expensive things.
There's just an overwhelming assortment of tools. Yeah. They are honestly all valuable at some certain point. But in my experience, it's wise to not have too many irons in the fire. Okay. Meaning you don't want to have too many things to worry about. If we're going into battle, we don't want to have 10 swords. We only need one or two. Okay. Mainly only one sword to actually execute what we're going to get. Okay. Other than that, if we have too many, it's just like, okay, I'm going to grab this one and I'm going to do this. Like, you're going everywhere. I'm going to grab all my high-end, you know, and grab this low-end, whatever it may be, tools. I'm going to grab all this and I'm going to start doing, you know, it doesn't work like that. Okay. You just need one tool, you know, one, you know, how would I say, one goal when you detail. That's just it. You know, what is your main goal? For me, that would be like,
But what were your tools?
Yeah, your first
tools.
Pressure washer, and
you begin with a pressure washer.
A pressure washer. I mean, everybody's done it with a garden hose. It's normal. Maybe back in the early 2000s, not everybody could even imagine like now. You know what I mean? We know about the purified water that we have. You know, the clean water. Back then, you know, it wasn't really something thought of. Like even now, some people are misinformed about having clean water in dirty water. Contaminated water. You know, as you get better with detailing, you want to give your you know, people better, you know, products. Mm-hmm. You know, so using the cleaner water is honestly better. You're going to do all this work, decontamination removals, and then you put some hard water from the outside. It's kind of like, what's going on here?
Yeah, but that's how you begin, right? You just begin with the tool that
you know. So it was, for me, it was mainly a water hose. But my first tool was, you know, water hose. But I did a pressure washer when I was about 13 years old. My first job was
pressure washer.
I didn't buy it myself.
You would begin like high end, you know.
Yeah. No, man. Back then, they were, for me at least, they were expensive. I would never think, you know what I mean, to get a pressure washer.
Really?
It was just water hose. That's what it was. Everybody used water hose.
So you have the pressure washer. You have
Pressure washer and
newspaper.
no,
to the windows?
just a regular the terry towels. See, because chamois back in those days were still expensive.
Yeah, yeah.
Like you're gonna get two towels. From my knowledge, you know, you go to the local AutoZone, Pet Boys, and you're getting two towels for like, you know, $12-11.
Yeah.
For, you know, a 13-year-old, the 12-year-old at that time, that's expensive.
You never used the newspaper to clean windows?
To clean windows, yes.
Yeah. Oh, I thought it was like a Mexican.
See,
thing
no.
that we have, you know?
Well, me being Mexican, that's how we use it. You get the Windex or you get anything strong in the cabinet, and you spray the windows. And over time, you'll know not to use like ammonia, and you'll not start to use vinegar. I don't know if you've ever used vinegar on something delicate, you know?
Never. Oh, no, yeah. I use it for my windows? No, I use it for my...
Takes out stains. If you guys didn't know, vinegar is a #1 stain killer. So it takes out water spots to a certain point. I understand you gotta, you know, there's a few things you have to do, but it is very powerful. Be careful on the vinegar, especially on, you know, delicate surfaces. Yeah. But it is very effective. It smells horrible, but it's very effective, especially in cleaning.
And did you use any kind of brush or just like
no?
That's it.
Just terry. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna take that back. It was a terry towel, but it was actually a beach towel.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
so full of sand or what?
Whatever they, because you know it was. I was 12 years old. I wanted a job. I went down to the boulevard, and I basically asked a car salesman. You know, it was run down. It was a rundown establishment. I asked the old man sitting in the front who was smoking a cigar, hey, you know, you need help with these cars? He said, yeah, I need help, you know. And I said, let's do $5 a car. He was like, you're crazy. He said, I'll give you $20 a day. Okay. And I was just like, $20 a day? I'm like, I'm good with that.
Okay.
I was like, all right, let's do that. So we hooked up and we talked, and before you know it, it was history.
You did this at 13?
I did this actually at 12. I know exactly what I was doing. You know exactly. I was 12 years old.
Yeah.
I remember I was like in the 7th grade, and it was a summer. We were in summer. It was a summer of 7th grade. I was about to be in 7th grade, and I needed the money. Yeah. I went down. I lived in the city of Pomona, and I went down the Boulevard Holt, and right before I got to Gary, a couple streets before Gary Avenue, that's when I got I hit up the little car salesman.
Okay.
It's still there. That's car salesman is still there. I trip out. Still the same guy.
Yeah.
You know, he gave me that opportunity though.
Really?
Nah, he don't remember me.
Have you worked with him like again?
Never.
Hey, do you remember?
In that neck of the woods. I mean, you know, it's changed. I've changed. You know, like I rarely go back to that neck of the woods because I was a kid.
Yeah.
That's where I lived. You know, my mom and my dad, and you know, the $20, it was a lot for me back then.
Oh yeah, of course.
And back then I was doing like 3 cars a day. You know, I was only 12. I didn't know what I was doing. And believe me, the cars looked like crap when I was done with them. You know.
I started cleaning cars in Mexico, and they pay me 25 pesos.
Which would be converted into.
Will be right now like $2.
Oh man.
But well, in that time,
Yeah.
25 pesos, I can afford like a lot of
it's a
things
lot
for me.
It's a lot, especially when you're doing a job like that. You know what I mean? And imagine if you did that 10 times or 100 times.
Yeah.
If you did that 100 times, you would have had $200.
But you know
dollars.
That teach me how to work. That teach me that if I worked in something, I'm gonna get money so I can spend in things that I wanted.
And that's why when I was this brings me back to why I was so young. When you know, you guys are like, man, that's pretty young. But my grandma, like, you know, when I was younger, I would be like, Grandma, you know, how do I make money? And she'd be like, well, you clean up my kitchen, clean up my house, clean up the books, clean up something. I'll give you $2. Go buy yourself. Back then, chips and a soda. When I was a little kid, you know, they were $2. You know, you get both of them, 20-ounce Coke and a bag of chips. You know, and so I would clean anything. You know, the kitchen, the restroom. You know, so I was like, if I do 2 here, 2 here, 2 here, I was like, man, that's like almost $8 to $10.
Yeah.
I was like, so let's get with it. You know, I'd round up the cash. You know, and then before you knew it, I was down at the Save-Ons, and you know, I was out there getting the candies. You know, and I was having fun, but it was just that whole drive. I was like, okay, let me go ask this guy up the street. Yeah. And he said, yeah, but that's not the first guy I asked. I asked maybe like 10, 15 people before him. You know, he wasn't, you know, when you go and ask for a job or you want a job, the first person you ask is not going to be like, hey, I got you.
Yeah.
It's not really like that, you know what I mean? It probably has happened before for people, but in this case, I went everywhere. You know, I was doing neighbors' cars, I was doing my own family cars, and it was cool, but I wanted to be different. I wanted to break away from the, you know, the normal.
How do you decide, like, okay, so this is, I'm washing cars, right? How do you decide to get to the next level, or where do you start knowing about detailing as it?
Honestly, from 12 to even to my late 18, 20s, you know, early 20s, I was still detailing, like, but I didn't have the, you know, because even back then, and even still now, people think it's just some wash, you know, quick, you know, and it is sort of that, but, you know, but how do you, like you said, how do you, you know, let yourself know?
Yeah.
It took me many years to understand what I was going to do.
Okay.
Like, you know, I was 12, you know, up into maybe 24, 25 is when I understood, like, wait a minute, like, I have so much that I've learned throughout.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, there's so many things that and these years before me now, everything was wrong.
Really?
Like, I did everything wrong. So it never really, because I was doing it wrong, it never really made me go, hey, I have something here. It was up until I started to say, I'm 24, 25 now, like, I'm tired of doing this shit. Like, I'm tired, excuse my language, I'm tired of doing this,
Thanks.
this detailing or this car wash stuff for low end, for 25, you know what I mean? I was doing neighbors' cars, you know. Sometimes I would do, you know, them for like 10, 15 bucks. I remember I went up to 25 and I was doing such a great job, they were actually giving me another 25 every time.
Okay.
So then I was like, okay, well, you know, my wife, you know, she was like, well, that's not gonna pay our bills, you know, but I was like, yeah, but you don't understand.
Yeah.
I was like, they seen something that I seen. They recognized it, you know, and she was like, okay, cool, well, do that like 10 more times in a row.
But I think that's the best feeling. As you say, okay, your wife, we're just checking about money, and I think that's something that we all check. But that feeling when you get like this recognition from the customer that you make such a great work.
Well, it gives you a spark of like, wait a minute. You see what I seen? Or you understand what's going on here? Yeah. Like, I did something for this price and it's really worth, you know, and honestly, detailing is sometimes priceless. Because sometimes the things that is imagined and the things that are pushed onto these cars or these paint jobs or these interiors is like breathtaking. It's like, wow. Like, you could sit back and you could just imagine of how something could look, or you can create and change something, and you could just sit there and be like, even the you know, the only people that can really get that as a detailer, the eye and the owner, more or less. Sometimes the owners, there's some owners that don't care, but there's a certain owner, you know what I mean, that's going to be like, hey, this is, I appreciate what you just did right here.
And those are the best clients? Which one do you think is the best client?
The paint clients, hands down.
Clients?
The ones that pay. Doesn't matter about anything else. You could be nice, we could be friends, but the ones that pay what you ask, you know what I mean, and sometimes over exceed what you ask, is the ones that I want, because they're recognizing something that you have. Anybody can do detailing and car washing, just like nowadays everybody's doing haircuts, and some of the haircuts are not the best, you know what I mean, but they're going to still charge the 35, 40 bucks, and they're still going to get it. So you don't, at some point you don't even have to be good. You could just do it. But when you're good, you want to actually like make sure that you can show people the difference. You know what I mean? As in your work, you know what I mean? And not only that, it's the passion you have for it. Yeah. The work's gonna be there, you know what I mean? Anybody is gonna come over here and do some quick stuff and get it done, it's gonna look amazing, or it's gonna look decent, pretty good, you know what I mean?
But detailing is a really physical, tough work. Right?
Very.
I think right now a lot of people seeing detailing, well, since the pandemic, there was like a
spike.
This is definitely a big spike.
A big spike.
Oh yeah, I was going, I mean, I couldn't even get stuff off the internet. Like, I was trying to order, everything was just, in detail products, so everything was just backed up. I would go to the physical store and things would be ripped out of boxes. I mean, I was like, you forgot to pay for the box.
Paper or what?
and it was 2 to 3 times. 3 times that I remember specifically that I went to a couple stores and I got product. But me being on fast paced, especially during the pandemic, because people were just throwing money. People were just throwing money, and I was sitting there and like, all right, cool.
Yeah.
And I was charging my prices, and people were accepting them. It was no biggie, you know. Which that's why I always say the paying customer is the best customer. No matter what, you can be picky as long as you pay, you're good. You know what I mean? If we're in the business side of detailing.
Okay, if you haven't get these first 15 years, or kind of 10 years at the beginning, and you just begin like, okay, I'm gonna be a detailer right now, like with all these.
I didn't know about money back then. I didn't know about. I mean, I knew about the money. I knew what I was doing, but the currency didn't hit me. And this is everything that I'm doing and that I've learned and done is my trial and error. But it's the passion that I have for the detailing.
But do you think that trial and error, you can learn it now with all these videos on the internet, or you need to do it, or?
There's some people that need to be led. Some
Okay.
people need the leading. Some people need the guidance. Some people are are the flock.
Yeah.
Some people need to be with other people to learn, and they need a teacher or a, you know what I mean, an educator to sit there and be like, hey, check this out. This is how we're gonna do this, right? And then you have individuals that automatically are already knowing what's
They're
going
like-
on here.
yeah.
Not saying that they're any better, but the simple fact of like they've have more experience in this field or in this certain, you know what I mean? So it's like you can go and learn these videos, which is good because that's how I've learned some of the things that I've learned. It's from the YouTube videos. But it's on a lot of the stuff that's not watered down. A lot of the stuff on there you got to kind of pick through. A lot of stuff I've learned I took from here, from this video, from this one, from this one, from this one, from this one,
Yeah.
because I really wanted to get the results.
Uh-huh.
Nowadays I have people messaging me, hey, how do I do a one step? And it's more or less like, well, I mean, there are numerous ways to do a one step. What are you looking for to get out of your paint? What does your paint have? What are you selling to your customer? Why is it important? Like, and that's the main thing is that's how we justify these days. That's how people justify what paint correction and stuff is when they say money.
Okay.
Someone says $500, they'll go paint correction, right? But there's guys out there that I know that are older, more mature guys out there that have actually been in the detail field before Instagram and the money was involved.
Yeah.
They know the right and wrong steps. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
They know what steps we're going to use because they've been in this field forever. Nowadays, it's just where the information, you got to kind of do it yourself sometimes. You got to go out there and learn it.
For me, I think that's the best way.
Yes, and
Like-
it has to be because this is a physical
Mean,
job.
if you see
you know?
something in YouTube, you must try it.
Yes.
Even if in the training that we do here, if you just come to the training and you stop doing any detail, you're
You're
forget
wasting
or
your
you're-
money.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
It's
you
not
need
that
to
you're
start
wasting your
practicing.
money, but you are because it's like, you know what? I had a teacher when before I started detailing, I went to dental school, and this dental school teacher told
Dental
me.
school.
Yeah, long story. didn't-
Wow. No.
And even then, dental school,
Yeah.
I was still pulling up in the parking lot with my lowrider. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
everybody would be, hey, you know, how do you got that kind of car? Why are you here for, Alex? You know, and but the whole time is I was like, I'm looking for the money.
Yeah.
I was already doing this car stuff. I was already, you know,
You were
I was in
already
it.
yeah.
You know, detailing, you know what I mean? All the wide range of things that I was doing with cars, but detailing is the one thing that I had that stand out for my heart. That I was like, I love it. You know,
Okay.
there was no money for the stuff that I was doing, you know what I mean? But back then, everybody was like, man, da, da, da. I even, I remember, not to get off subject, but like, for me detailing, I remember as I had a teacher. She had a badass car, you know what I mean? It was a G37, G35, a red one. She was like, hey, you need to do some extra credit. Bing. I was like, extra credit? I was like, cool, I'll do some extra credit. All I thought of was like, I'm going to get her lights looking brand new.
Yeah.
Went out there, maybe like 2 days later, I wanted to get some product, saved up a couple bucks, you know what I mean? I was going to school because I didn't have the money, so I had to save this cash up. Took me a couple days.
Uh-huh.
I got the cash, got the product, cleaned up the lights. And so the teacher was telling me, hey, Alex, you need to do the makeup. And I was like, all right, cool. So I said, hey, outside, I'm going to go check out your car. She checked it out. She said, all right, cool, you passed.
Nah.
It was like, I was like,
Well, the next
she goes, you passed, and I was like, all right, cool, like, and you know, things like that are the things that I'd always, you know, what am I gonna do in my life? I'd be in warehouses. What am I gonna do in my life? You know, and things like that would make me like, all right, you got to get a hang on this.
Yeah.
I think about that for 5 seconds. All right, cool. Go back to normal. What you were doing? I was, now I'm back into school, whatever. But I was doing that because I was going for the money. I was going, I was having a family at the time, and I was like, I need to
earn money.
I need to, do something with my life. Time's ticking. I'm like 22 at the time,
Wow.
So it's pretty crazy, But now I'm here to like where I'm like, all right, cool. I know what's going on with
And
my
now
detail.
you have your own shop.
Own shop.
So you start as mobile detailing, right?
I started as the grunt. I started as the kid next door that asked you, hey, you need your car washed for a couple bucks.
And that's perfect, right?
I'm that kid.
It's a good business, that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah, it's easy that way. It's easy when you get up and do it. If you're gonna do it for another job, you're gonna wake up at 6 in the morning for another job, right? 7, 8, whatever time they wake you up. You're gonna do double shift for another job, right? You can do this for yourself, for your own business. It'll work. You just got to make it work if you really, 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 really want it.
Yeah.
From that time, from like even when I first started, when I took detailing serious, from the first day, I'll never forget it, is I knew that I needed to make content because I knew no one knows me.
Yeah.
And I knew that like Instagram had a video and you can press play. And I was barely introduced to this because in dental school, all these girls were talking about, this is when Instagram was just brand new.
They would start, yeah.
They were like, hey, check out this new
Facebook
stuff.
was the big thing.
So my thought was like, oh, I wonder if my wife's gonna get on there, right? My girlfriend at the time, right? And sure enough, my girlfriend at the time, which was my wife now, she was like, hey babe, check this out. She got her little thing. And I would always check her thing out. And I would always, go to the detailing. I type in the detailing and I'd always see stuff. And I'd be like, man. And it hit me one day like, wait a minute, maybe I should do this.
Yeah.
I did it and it was good. But the thing that broke me down because I was weak-minded was me thinking that these other people' opinions mattered.
Yeah.
Because I would have people like, hey, they're on a camera and they would be like, hey, you missed a spot. But it was more or less like a joke, like keep on washing. And that's how I felt about it, keep shining the shoe, boy. And I was like, okay, cool. But it just happened where it was like, nobody knew who I was.
Yeah, but what I think is everyone, or there's something that we in Mexico would say, is that we don't have to tell everyone what we're doing, because we're gonna get a lot of bad comments, and maybe that bad comments.
But it's good though.
But
good or bad.
It depends.
Good or bad. It don't matter no more.
But right now, everyone has this approach to you that's really good, but a lot of people just want to write some things, even if they don't know anything. They just want to write, and I think
that is just the craziest thing on the internet.
Yeah, I know.
People could just.
There's people across the world that don't even care about the detailing, and they'll still comment.
And they'll comment on it, and it's
know.
cool, but it's like, dude, you just like, you sabotage somebody, and somebody's, and some of them, and honestly, that's why I don't go even for the good comments. I don't care for them. Even for the bad comments, I don't care for them.
No.
But it's the fact that like these are just opinions that are going around, and when you respond to them, it becomes real. It becomes reality for you.
I think as long as you don't respond to them, it's all good.
Yeah, that's when you don't respond to it. If you can't don't respond if you can't take what's going to come with this.
Yeah, I think it's better to not respond,
Yeah,
because
never
then
respond.
it's.
But I do think the attention, even
snowball.
if it's bad, it's good.
Yeah,
right.
And that's where that's what I come to sometimes. Like, yeah, even though so and so said something, right? It actually might be good because someone might not even like him anyway, and someone might be onto your page because of that guy.
Yep.
So let that guy talk. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And for me, in my opinion, I think there's been guys on there, older gentlemen, that have been on the internet, and because I'm doing something that is similar to them, they put it in them heads and being like, wait, you're acting like me. And then it's like, wait, and then in me, I'm like, no, I'm me, you're you.
Yeah,
and it just gets too much where it's like, hey, you know what? Like, somewhere along the line, someone's got to be the bigger man. Me, I'm going to be the bigger man. Mm-hmm. You won this battle. Go ahead and take the hashtag, whatever comes with this. But in reality, it's who actually is winning with the bread and who's winning with, what's around us.
I think it's not about if someone is copying anyone. I think right now, a lot of people, it's like they check something on Instagram, YouTube. They like the way that they do it, or they like the way that they do videos, or they do detailing. And it doesn't have anything wrong if they want to do something like that. It's just because they like it that way, and they're gonna try. And at the end, everyone is gonna have their own way to do things.
Yeah.
I know it's So that's how we learn. It's like if the teachers are gonna tell us that, oh, you want to be like me. No, I'm here to learn.
Yeah, I want to be
I'm
like you. I'm
learning.
trying to be educated.
Of course. So I want to learn. I see your method. I like your method. I'm gonna try it, and after I try it, I'm sure that I'm gonna make mistakes, but I'm gonna learn my own way. And I think that's the important things to do. And
That's
I
when
really
you raise a community. When you have
That's what I
everybody's
wanted to say.
opinion.
Uh-huh.
Everybody's opinion matters
Yeah.
because at the end of the day, is like everybody at some certain point has been wrong.
Yeah.
So if we have, 10 people and they all have a different opinion on a matter that we have or a subject that we have, we are going to almost guaranteed get a lot of different answers. But the main thing is when we get those wrong or right answers, is we fill in the blanks. So not only does that one individual know, but we all know as a community, that's not what's being taught out there.
Yeah.
Because everybody has their own visual way of doing it. You can't rub a car this way. You can't. It's like, you know what? Go out there, have fun, create, innovate, inspire someone, the next person, the next, individual to do something like you, if not better. You know what I mean? And maybe whoever they mimicked, they'll come back and be like, hey, either I didn't get that when I was on that, or switch what this little thing is, and look what you'll have.
Yeah.
Because that's how we, simplify stuff.
And that's the way that's what I wanted to talk about.
If we're a community and we want to raise this to get smaller, that's our goal.
That's what I wanted to talk.
To collaborate and like,
Yeah.
not in
And also
for
like
me growing up.
cut and dry and be like, nope, that's wrong.
That's
No.
it. That's what it is. For me growing up, there's
Yeah.
a lot of like, it's more the mature guys. No, that's it. It's wrong. When you come back, you come let me know what your results are. And it's like, why does it got to be like that? For?
Yeah.
I know so much is because I was turned away so many times. So I had to find out these remedies.
Of
I
course.
had to find out how to burn a paint job.
Yep.
So that after I'm done burning it with my buffer or sanding it, after I'm done burning it, now I know when to stop. Not only is my mind telling me, but my body from doing it over and over and over again is like, stop.
It's too much.
That
yeah.
muscle memory,
Now you move on to the next stage.
Yeah.
So, you know what I mean? That's what it is like the knowledge. If we all can just give knowledge to one another, it would be, a big help. You know what I mean?
That's what I wanted to talk. It's about the detailing community. Because once I heard this, when we are in the freeway on the street, we can see like bunch of cars, right? Thousands and thousands. Even that's a big trouble from our city.
Yeah.
Overpopulation.
Yeah. So we know that there's like a lot of job out there.
You're
So-
talking about the cars that are out there?
No, yeah, I know.
Oh,
There,
okay.
every
Yeah,
car, it's a new client that we can have.
Yep.
So I don't think that we need to be like, oh no, I'm better detailing than you, or you do a worse detailing. No, it's the good thing is detailers should have the community, the detailing community, and we start seeing that when we were doing lives, people start joining there, and it was really good knowing the communities. Even on Instagram, when we post something like, "Hey guys, we want to help here. What do you think about this? What's your advice?" A lot of people want just to help. Even once we did a live, like it was like help Marco, and I was just sitting down there. I was just making questions.
Everybody had their opinion.
But it was really nice. Everyone was just answering the questions. I learned a lot. Of course, everyone has their own opinion, but all of them were telling me, just try it, check it out, and let us know. And I feel that that's the best way to create a detailing community, because we are detailers, right? And I think the best way is to have these friends that when you get to a point that you don't have time for all the job or the work that you have, you can call and you can say, hey.
To create, in my opinion, to create something better, you need help.
Yeah, of course.
Like, I can sit here and say, hey, I'm this, that. But at the end of the day, if I have, 5 cars out my garage and I can't do them all,
No.
of course I got to help. I got to have people help me, because what that's going to do is that not only is it going to bring all these cars out, but it's going to educate. Everyone's making money. Everyone's collaborating.
Yeah.
And that's how businesses start.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If we start one business, right? Everybody goes in there and does what they need to do, and in that business, everybody's learning the whole time. And not only are you learning your job, but you're learning how to communicate with other professionals and skilled people that are just like you.
Yeah.
When you're at that top tier or at that level, you're able to create more jobs, because what's going to happen is after Alex got his job or his shop made, the next man, Jude, he's going to come over here and make his shop.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then the same formula is I got my own. I'm going to come back down over here and be like, hey, how's everything going?
Yeah.
Hey, we're doing the same thing. I'm going to come help you because I already got everything up and running. I'm going to come help you, and I'm going to give you my assistance. It doesn't stop. Now, after that's done, there's 3 more guys that are, now the third guy's going to make his, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Marco's got this shop, you know what I mean?
And do you think that there's gonna be just
It won't stop.
all the cars are gonna be clean? No, it's every time
it's-
cars need to be
And it's
clean and
every day.
detailed.
Imagine if you had 365 customers for 1 year, and every day, right?
Yeah.
It was a different customer.
No.
Every day. And it's possible.
Yeah, no.
There's 300 cars in this parking lot probably.
But
You
that's
combine
what I
that,
want to
you
tell
know?
you.
No, I know exactly,
365
yeah.
customers. It's like
And
It's
in
not-
order to earn, you got to learn this. If you guys didn't know that, you know what I mean? No one's going to give anybody the opportunity. I was never had the opportunity from the knowledge that I've obtained. It was a never-ending, learning experience for me. Even to this day, I go home and I'm always thinking of another way for any situation that I have. Sometimes I go home and something pops in my head and I'm like, wow. I was waiting for that one answer, and I got it. It took me 3 weeks, because 3 weeks ago I was doing this.
Yeah.
And now that I got it, I'm like, all right, cool. I go to my shop, or I go to wherever I'm at, and I formulate. You know what I mean? I formulate what's going on. You know what I mean? And I go to my shop now. Before it was I had to go to my mom's house, or I had to go to the garage. You know what I mean? Not my garage, someone's garage, and I had to formulate this, and I had to stuff this in and all in between appointments. But, whatever I was thinking, I'm like, all right, cool. I remember that last night. Write it down, and then I'm gonna execute it right now and try it on this guy's car. A lot of the things that I did do, you know what I mean? And truth be told, a lot of things I've done is I was doing on the job learning. It wasn't that I knew it already. It wasn't that like I've been doing it for decades. It's just that I've always had to fight to be like, I need more. Or for me, and majority of my detailing and doing is that I had no answer, or I had no, there was no. I didn't have a no. I couldn't say no. I couldn't say I couldn't come. There was no excuse. I had to make this work. Like if, I mean, no matter what, if something happened to the car, Alex, wax in 24/7, make it work.
Yeah.
I don't care what you do. And that's what bring you back. And you said, hey, in a certain way, and it is to a certain extent, it doesn't matter how you get it done, as long as it's
like the
done
end result
to where it's like, wow.
There's
How did you get, you know what I mean? And then when you get that result, you might have other people say, hey, you did this, and that to get that. And then if you say, no, I did this, and that to get this, you're like, oh, wow, I didn't know that there was that formula.
Yeah.
I didn't know that we can do that,
Yeah.
Myself, I always think that no one knows more than anybody except for the man or the individual that is doing. If I know a lot of people out there that are probably better than me, but simply because they don't do consistent, they're not doing anything at all. And it's
That's other
they're not
part, yeah.
creating. Like I can do a lot. I'm pretty sure you have a lot of talents, right? but you, to be greatest at it and efficient at it, you have to be doing it every day.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's
If you're
right.
cooking sausages all day, it'd be like, man, I got the good, he knows how to cook those sausages because he did it all day long.
Yeah.
As opposed to being like, oh, I did it once in a while,
No.
Repetition is always going to win.
Yeah.
Repeating yourself is always going to win what you're going to accomplish,
I want to remember there's a phrase that it's talent or persistence overcome talent.
Like
Because the
discipline.
talent can be there, but if you work, and you don't work the talent, of course you're gonna be better than the one that the guy that have talent.
Even if you're right, you don't have that much talent, but you're always doing.
Yeah.
And for me, I didn't always have the talent. I didn't always have the skill. I didn't know what I was doing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And here's for the detailing. Like, it's not that you don't know what to do. It's just that a lot of people are doing the wrong thing for a procedure. As in, let's color sand a car. And then someone gets a clay bar and starts clay barring it. That's not color sanding. Or let's clay bar a car, and then they get sandpaper, and that's not, you know what I mean? It's, we all know what to do,
Yeah.
but we don't know where and how to use, when to use that.
Yeah.
You know, I know how to clay, but when do you use the clay bar?
Yeah.
You know, I know how to wax. When and
Yeah.
why do you use the wax? You know, it's not so much that, you know, it's, you know, like I'm saying, is you need to do it to keep
Yeah.
on. If we know it, like, I can open this bottle, blindfold me. We gotta have a smell test because I know if I'm blindfolded, I can smell it.
Of
You
course,
know what I mean?
that one you're gonna smell a
All
lot
chemical.
of.
Like, and that's another thing too. Is like if you're a detailer and you don't know your chemical so well, get familiar with it. Pop open a bottle of whatever you're buying and actually like feel it. 99% is 90%, and the high majority of these products are safe. They're biodegradable
Yeah.
from any brand. They're not going to hurt you. They're not going to hurt, especially they're not going to hurt you because they don't want to hurt this paint.
Yeah.
These
But-
are $1,000 paint jobs if that, you know what I mean?
Yeah, but there are some that are really strong.
Yes, but they're not going to hurt you.
No,
What
okay.
I'm saying is get familiar, you know what I mean?
Oh, no,
I
no,
get
of
some
course.
foam on my hand.
Yeah.
Even this stuff right here, you know what I mean? You can put it on toast.
You can put that in a
Marco's
bread,
gonna
you
eat
know.
toast for weeks out of it, you know, but like it's just you know, you gotta get familiar if you want to know more. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? And you know, that's usually different products. There's a couple MaxShine products that I love, you know what I mean? There's
Which-
a couple
oh,
MaxShine
okay.
that I at least I don't like.
Okay, which
Favorite product from MaxShine?
favorite product from MaxShine? Which one?
Sandpaper.
Well, yeah. Sandpaper. With tell me
Sandpaper?
5 sandpaper,
Sandpaper,
and
I'm
that's
just
it.
gonna say in general, pads, the pads in general.
Okay.
Yeah.
It doesn't really matter what pad I'm using for the job. Like, it doesn't matter what job I'm going to do, whether I'm cutting, polishing, buffing. I think every pad here is insanely good. They don't break, they don't weaken. I mean, you literally could beat these down.
You prefer foam pads or microfiber pads?
I can't choose.
It-
Because
you-
they're all different.
you use
And
all of
that's
them.
another thing, guys, like, you know, like, before you start asking the next man or, you know, YouTube videos, hey, how do I use this pad? You know, go ahead and do that. You know, you want to be informed. Hey, I'm going to use this orange one for this. I'm going to use the yellow one for this. But change up your formulas.
Yeah.
Get a foam pad and go try a wool pad and then try a wax pad. You know, try it, see what they do.
Okay.
Use the same, and how you would do that is you use the same formula, and then you go around it. You go around the
Yeah.
board.
Okay.
You get your compound, put it on your pad, and then you start changing. You use the same compound and put it on every different other pad. And
And
then
you're
you start
gonna-
to see the different cuts. You start to see what you want in your paint job or with your customers. Then you'll start to understand what a two-step or one-step is. You know, get familiar with the polishers. These polishers, my friend, let me tell you like this, they're not made for looks.
Yeah.
If you thought they were made for looks, I'm telling you, you were dead spot on wrong. These all have a different shine, a different throw. They all
Yeah.
have different throws, as in different
Direction.
millimeters where they move. So if they're all moving a different millimeter, obviously they're all giving a different cut.
Yeah.
Now it's on you to be knowledgeable and to figure out what cut is going to be good for that pad, what cut's going to be good for this pad.
Okay. Wait. You just give me 2 products
Okay.
that you
my
like.
bad. Then I will move on. Okay, so we
Okay.
got
So we got sandpaper. We
sandpaper,
got pads.
pads,
General pads.
Doesn't matter, just
Just pads.
you got to try the pads, honestly.
Okay.
If you're not, you're losing.
Okay.
The pads, my favorite machine would be, honestly, I would have, like, for me, I love the machines,
Uh-huh.
all of them.
Yeah.
Damn, this is like no, this is like straight out. And the only reason why is because I'm not a freaking big guy. I'm only like 5'6".
Yeah.
Okay.
Me carrying a big old freaking, you know, submarine buffer and trying to sit here, that's cool and all, guys. Cool for the looks, cool for all that shit, you know what I mean? For me,
Yeah.
I'm gonna get a little plastic,
Which one?
you know, it doesn't matter. The M15, the M21, don't matter.
Okay.
Whichever one.
Do you prefer DA or rotary, or do you use both?
I use them both, but if I had to choose, I would try to, I couldn't choose. I couldn't choose because they're both badass.
Okay.
A lot of you guys out there that say that they only use rotary are they might use rotary, but
You use both then?
I use both. Back
Okay.
to back.
Okay. So machines. Let's say sandpaper, pads, and machines. Let's put machines in just one point.
I don't know if I could. Okay,
Let's-
if I'm a guy that does color sanding and buffing, I'm gonna get the MaxShine rotary buffer.
The 21 Pro.
The MaxShine rotary buffer is a single speed.
Sorry, the
single
one.
action
Yeah.
Buffer. It
The-
doesn't have no millimeter of throwing. It's just a single speed action buffer. Someone that does color sanding or heavy scratch removal, the rotary buffer.
Okay,
The
that
MaxShine
one,
rotary
the
buffer,
1000. Okay.
right.
What else?
Then I'd have to go down if I'm doing polishing.
Yeah.
If I'm gonna do polishing on even newer cars, I would have to go with the M15. A newer car, M15, which would be this green one.
The green one, the Reaper.
The Reaper, and then we have another Pro version. These
I
are just
think
colors,
that
but they're all
one-
the same machine.
Yeah.
These two machines are the same, and this red one right here with the skull on it
It's the
is
same.
the exact same machine.
Yeah,
It
better
has
design.
Except this one has a lot longer cord,
Uh-huh.
which is why I like this one more.
Yeah. You can turn the car almost, right?
Yes, it's
Yeah.
what, 21 feet?
I'm not sure.
18 feet,
I'm not gonna let you.
17 feet. It's pretty big.
I know that
You
it's
have to buy
like.
it to know it.
I know that it's almost the double than the regular one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's better too, I think.
Yeah.
I think it has a longer cord, which means if it has a longer cord, most likely they backed it up with more power.
Yeah.
So, in my opinion, don't ask me how I know this, but in my opinion, I didn't take all these machines apart. Don't ask me that. I didn't do that.
Okay. Okay.
In my opinion, I think that
The Reaper.
the Reaper is
Yeah.
probably like the one that you're gonna want.
Yeah.
I really do think so. I don't have it yet, honestly.
You don't have it?
I
You
don't
have it,
yet.
no?
No, I don't have it yet.
No.
I have my reasons.
What? You're
I have my reasons. Every time I'm ready to come, they're out. But I
Yeah, that's right.
I haven't checked in a while.
Okay.
But that's the only reason why.
Okay.
And I have so many machines that.
So unfortunately, our audio cut out at the last second. We really hope you guys like our first episode of the Detailers Den. If you guys have any suggestions for us on what to ask or what you guys think we should do next, go ahead and let us know in the comments down below. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you.
Break comes higher and you'll sit there.